Do not buy a Chevy or GMC truck. It is not worth it. Here we go. More problems with the Chevy trucks. There has been many reports. All right, we've already discussed the 6.2 liter engine issues, total crap. The 5.3s having lifter problems, absolute crap. And now there's a ton of reports about the 10-speed autos taking a dump way too early. I don't understand how Chevy used to be the go-to for reliability when it came to trucks. Now, granted, that was probably 20 years ago, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. The trucks in general now are just absolute garbage. There's way too many options out there to be taking risks like this. Yes, they look cool. They may perform cool when they work, but then they take a dump on you way too early. This particular case, the 10-speed autos, I'm just reading more and more reports of these things going up long before 60,000 miles. One very specific case going up at 33,500 miles. And previously, this thing has been in the shop like 5 times. He's had the rear end replaced. The G80 is blown out. There's a big shock, a G80 that's blown up. Then they also had other electrical issues dealt with. Truck is not started, leaving him stranded. Many other problems. So the question here is, how much do you take before you say, you know what, we probably ought to revamp our entire line because everything is going to hell. Now, this one says the truck has already been in the shop for previous issues, so from electrical to rear end problems, lifter issues, and now the transmission is going up at 33,000 miles. 10 speeds are all falling apart. Now, GM has acknowledged that these 10 speeds are a problem, and they're issuing not so much recalls, well, actually it looks like it is a recall. It says that the primary issue with the 10 speeds in Silverados and vehicles are potentially lock up the rear wheels, which is due to a malfunctioning control valve. Now, this has led to loss of control and increase in risk of accidents. GM has issued a recall, number N242454440. Now, that's supposed to address the issue involving software updates that monitor valve performance and limit the transmission in 4th gear. They're saying the issue stems from a contributing factors of leaks inside the valve body, which cause transmissions to misapply the 4th clutch pack, leading to a bind up and output shaft lockup. Now, vehicles that are affected by this are 2020 through 2022 Silverados, Sierras, Tahoes, Yukons, and Escalades. Big shock. When is GM going to get their shit together? I would love to know, because they make some nice trucks when they work. This shouldn't be as hard as they're making it. How hard is it to make a transmission that doesn't blow up, or an engine that doesn't blow up? There's a lot of companies out there that are starting to fail miserably. People are buying 20-year-old trucks because they're more reliable than the new ones. And this isn't just GM. This is all of them across the board. Toyota Tundras, for instance, are having their own issue, and Toyota used to be the most reliable thing on the market. Now people are buying 2016 and older Tundras because they're far more reliable than the new stuff. I read one article, a guy bought a Tundra, 105,000 miles on it, over a brand new one, because he was certain that it had far more life in it. That's sad. Now, that's not to say that other companies aren't having problems too. Ford's the same way. They have recall after recall after recall. But at least Ford is recalling them all. GM's having all these problems, and they're not recalling half of it. They're just like, oh well, your problem, not mine. So I guess it all depends on what you want to do. Do you want to risk all these problems with GM? Do you want to risk problems with Ford? Do you want to risk problems with Toyota? Or do you want to buy a 15-year-old truck or a 10-year-old truck and hope that does better? I don't understand why these companies are having such problems. They need to get their shit together, and I want to know what your thoughts are here. More problems with GM. Is it ever going to get better?